A paperboy vanishes. The disappearance of Johnny Gosch. The crisp, pre-dawn air of September 5, 1982, held a deceptive serenity. In West Des Moines, Iowa, 12-year-old Johnny Gosch was beginning his paper route. It was a familiar routine. Little did anyone know that this ordinary morning would spiral into a chilling mystery, forever etching Johnny's name into the annals of unsolved disappearances. Witnesses that morning painted a disquieting picture. They described a man in a blue Ford Fairmont observing Johnny. Some even recalled seeing the man talking to the young boy. These accounts would later fuel a firestorm of speculation. Had an opportunistic predator been stalking Johnny? Was this the last time anyone besides the abductor would see the young paperboy? As the sun climbed higher, dread began to seep through the quiet neighborhood. Johnny's route remained unfinished, his red wagon abandoned. The newspapers, symbols of normalcy, lay scattered, untouched. Fear gripped the hearts of residents as they realized something was terribly wrong. Johnny Gosch had vanished. A mother's nightmare. Police inaction and early concerns. The initial police response was agonizingly slow. Authorities clung to the hope of a runaway, dismissing the possibility of something more sinister. Precious hours were lost. This hesitation would later become a point of contention, casting a long shadow of doubt over the investigation. Johnny's parents, Noreen and John, refused to accept this passive stance. They knew in their hearts that their son wouldn't just run away. They embarked on a frantic search, rallying neighbors and plastering missing posters across the state. Their determination highlighted the stark contrast between a community united in grief and the perceived indifference of the authorities. The Gosch's anguish was compounded by a chilling realization. Johnny was not the first paperboy to disappear under mysterious circumstances in the area. This horrifying pattern pointed towards a chilling possibility. A predator might be targeting young boys in broad daylight, right under their noses. Whispers in the dark, mysterious calls and elusive clues. Days turned into weeks, then months. The trail ran cold, but the whispers of the unknown continued. The Gosch family was tormented by a series of strange phone calls. The voice on the other end, barely a whisper, claimed to have Johnny. These calls, shrouded in static and fear, offered a glimmer of hope, yet they ultimately led to more questions than answers. Each dead end deepened the mystery. Were these calls the cruel taunts of a heartless captor, toying with the family's raw emotions? Or were they a desperate plea from Johnny himself, a faint cry for help lost in the abyss of his abduction? The uncertainty was unbearable. Adding to the enigma was a series of puzzling clues. A dollar bill with Johnny's name scrawled on it surfaced in a neighboring town. Then, a sighting of Johnny in Oklahoma with two men sent a jolt of hope, but it too fizzled out. These fragmented pieces of the puzzle only served to deepen the mystery, leaving investigators and the family grappling with more questions than answers. As years passed and the case remained cold, attention shifted towards darker possibilities. Whispers of a high-level pedophile ring operating in the Midwest began to surface. The Franklin scandal, a scandal that had rocked Nebraska in the late 1980s, offered a chillingly plausible, albeit disturbing, connection. Paul Bonacci, a key witness in the Franklin scandal, claimed that he had been forced into sexual slavery as a child and trafficked through a network that extended to powerful figures in politics and business. He dropped a bombshell. Bonacci alleged that he had personally witnessed Johnny Gosch being abused at a party run by this ring. This shocking testimony added a sinister new dimension to the case. Bonacci's claims, while controversial and met with skepticism by some, painted a horrifying picture of a powerful pedophile network operating with impunity. Could Johnny have been caught in this web of abuse, his disappearance covered up to protect influential figures? The implications were deeply unsettling. In 1997, Noreen Gosch made a startling claim. Johnny, she said, had visited her. According to Noreen, a now-grown Johnny appeared at her doorstep in the dead of night, seeking solace and reassurance. This encounter, brief and shrouded in secrecy, left Noreen with a renewed sense of hope, but also with more questions than answers. Further fueling the intrigue was a set of photographs sent anonymously to Noreen in 2006. The photos, disturbing and grainy, showed a young man bound and gagged, his eyes filled with a terror that transcended time. Noreen was convinced it was Johnny. Were these images a cruel hoax designed to inflict further pain, or did they hold the key to unlocking the truth about Johnny's whereabouts? Noreen's unwavering belief in her son's survival, despite the lack of concrete evidence, was a testament to the enduring power of a mother's love. Her story, marked by both despair and unwavering hope, captivated the nation and breathed new life into the search for Johnny.